25.
Logbook? We'll have it.
Good.
For 20.
Oh, now, Red.
You heard him. 20.
Well, seeing the Carter brothers are such good customers of mine, it's a deal.
Well, that's 3 then, isn't it? The Woolsey, the Singer, and the Zephyr.
When do you want them?
Today.
Oh, I don't know about that, Red. I mean, I've got about
Today.
3 other... OK. Today. Thanks.
I'm in the kitchen, love.
Mother, I got him.
What, dear?
Just one more little bit of evidence, that's all I need.
Not that again.
I've seen 'em buying wrecked cars.
Oh, stop it. I'm sick to death of hearing you going on and on about the Carter brothers. You can't think of anything else. You're obsessed by them.
Red Carter put me inside for 4 years.
So you've said about 10,000 times.
He framed me.
I know, but I don't care anymore.
Have you got any idea what it was like? The cold, the dirt, the filth of it, the rotten, degrading...
Look, I know it was awful, but it's over. You're free and it's over, and everybody knows you were innocent.
Everybody don't know Red Carter framed me. I'm going to get him, Arthur. I'm going to get him, and don't you forget it.
How can I? You won't let me. There's no room in our lives for anything else. Revenge on Red Carter. It's what we live for. Here. You didn't go to work this morning, then?
No,
That's the second time this week.
it's my business.
Well, you mind it then, love. I don't want to hear any more about it. Oh, ran out of tea. I'll borrow some from Mrs. Gully. Oh, Rachel, could you do me a favour?
Hello, Mrs. Bray.
I've run out of tea and Tina's having his lunch. Could you let me have a little?
Of course, come in.
Rachel, hurry up, you're late.
Yes, Mum.
Did you say tea, Mrs. Bray?
Oh, if you could spare me a couple of spoonfuls just till I shop.
Oh, yes, of course. Come on in. Oh, Rachel, on your way home tonight, get me a pair of stockings, burnished gold, size 9½, as fine as they got.
I won't forget.
Oh, afternoon, miss.
Hello?
How's the florist business?
Blooming, as they say. Thanks. Just like a VIP.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Singer, Zephyr, or Woolsey? There's one.
Where?
Zephyr. Pull over.
Right, that's the one. I'm off, mate. Good luck.
sounded quick. I done it with luck. Well done, Larky.
That was a cinch.
Respray. Top lamps, new ring mirrors. Use the steering wheel from the wreck. This way.
I'm your boy, mate.
Told your little brother, you stick with me, you'll do all right.
I'll stick, don't worry. Hey, look, Red. Tiny Bray.
Out front. Look in the street. No.
Hey, Red. That's the fourth time I've caught him hanging around here.
You think he's onto us?
Yeah, I do.
Well, you know what Tiny Bray is, don't you?
Yeah, dirty, stinking little swine. Right, come on.
Hey, kid, get us back in the facts, will you?
Yeah, won't be a minute.
And if this girl could export sex, the trade gap would vanish. Hello, Commander Gideon's office.
Tiny Bray calling. Can I speak to him, please?
Oh, hello, Tiny. Yes, just hold on a moment, will you? Squeal. Tiny Bray on the line.
I'd stay on and take notes. Hello, Tiny.
Mr. Gideon. Listen, I've got that dope for you.
Hello? Hello? Blast. David! Did you hear that?
Yes.
Put a call out for Tiny Bray. Looks as if somebody got at him.
Now, Tiny, you and me are going to have a little chat.
What's the matter? I ain't done nothing.
You've been hanging around the garage. Why?
No, it's just passing, that's all.
Liar.
No, honest, Sid.
4 times. I've seen you myself. Now, why?
Well, after all, Sid, it's a free country.
Oh, not for little creeps like you, it's not.
Oh, crazy, you crazy or something?
Oh, that's just a sample, Tiny. Now, tell me, why you been snooping around the garage, peeking in at the windows? Why?
Well, I just look.
Just curious, maybe.
No, honest, Sid.
What were you figure on tipping off the coppers?
No, Sid, honest, I wasn't. No, Sid.
Come on, Tiny, talk! You've been spilling your guts out to the coppers for years, haven't you?
No, Sid, honest.
Oh, and you hate Red, don't you? You hate him because he set you up that fur job.
Sid, I swear, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, he'll be delighted to hear it. Oh, just got word they picked up Wally Snipe.
Where?
Southampton, just as he was boarding the Queen Mary. A first-class suite on A deck, if you please.
Oh, he's a lad, is our Wally. Anything in on Tiny Bray?
Not yet, but the commissioner wants to see you.
What about?
Didn't say, but I suspect it's these. Stolen car figures for last month.
2,484?
Mm-hmm. 506 not yet recovered. I just don't understand what's causing the increase.
That's what I do. The average burglary nets a villain £71, the average car theft 500. Well, I'm off to see the commissioner, then I'm away home. Leave word on to be called if anything comes in on Tiny, will you?
Right. Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Why don't you keep out of it? Mind your own business.
Mr. Bray was badly hurt, Mum. I couldn't.
Did you give that copper Sid Carter's name?
No.
Give him yours.
Mummy asked me. Anyway, he knows who I am. He's seen me in the shop dozens of times.
Now, you listen to me, my girl. Those Carter brothers are dangerous. Sid Carter's been a tearaway since the day he was born, and Red's as bad. If the coppers come back here, you saw nothing. Understand? You just heard Tiny Bray moaning.
But, Mum, if I tell the truth...
You'll tell him nothing. Sid Carter finds out that you saw him, he'd slit your throat as soon as look at you.
But, Mum...
Don't you keep at Mum and me. What chance do you think you'd have against the Carter brothers? Be different if he was decent looking. You just keep your nose out of it, understand?
I suppose you're right.
I know I'm right. Oh, by the way, got a new date tonight. Amy Johnson. And you just cut out the mum stuff while he's here. I told him you were my kid's sister.
Gideon. Oh, Lord, when? What hospital's he in? Has anybody told his wife? All right, I'll be there in about an hour.
What's the matter?
There's a fellow being beaten up, a chap called Tiny Bray, one of our informers.
Informers?
Informers are absolutely necessary. They make our job a lot easier. This fellow's getting me some dope on car stealing. It looks as though someone's got to him first.
Is it serious?
Well, he's unconscious. He's not expected to last the night.
Darling, why do you have to go? I mean, couldn't somebody else handle it?
No, I've got a very special interest in him.
Oh?
He did 4 years for a fair job. After he'd been out 2 years, I found out he'd been framed.
Oh, how terrible for him.
Yes, it was. And as far as I know, he's the only innocent man I've ever sent down. How is he?
Not too good, sir.
This girl who found him, what's her name?
Gully, sir. Rachel Gully, 18 Nixon Street.
You questioned her?
Oh, no, sir, not fully. I had to get Mr. Bray into hospital. I'm going to go round as soon as I'm relieved.
Well, you're to leave now. Your name's Moss, isn't it?
Yes, sir, that's right.
You'll keep in touch with me personally on this, will you, Moss?
Yes, sir.
It's good of you to come, Mr. Gideon.
How is he, Mrs. Bray?
They can't say. His skull's fractured. Brain damage, they think.
I'm very sorry about this.
I begged him, I told him 1,000 times. The Carter brothers is poison, I said, but obsessed he was by them.
Yes, I know. You think the Carter brothers did this?
I'm positive.
Why?
He got something on them. Something about stealing cars. Didn't tell me much about it. You see, I wasn't in agreement with him. Well, I mean that what happened to Tiny's over and done with, but he's that bitter, Mr. Gideon.
Well, 4 years in prison. Especially when you're innocent.
He's got 2 restaurants. One in Soho and one in Brighton. Must make a packet.
Where are you going?
Silver Slipper. It's a new club in Mayfair. There. How do I look?
You look fine, Mum.
Don't keep on calling me Mum.
Sorry, it slipped out.
Well, for goodness sake, be careful. I told him I was 33. What are you doing tonight?
Well, the usual. Watch telly, go to bed.
Why don't you try and fix yourself up a bit?
Mum, let's face it, I'm just plain. Even if you did fix me up and some fellow asked me out, it wouldn't do any good. I'd just be all tongue-tied and embarrassed, and I'd hate it. So So would he.
Yes, Mr. Johnson.
Doris! All set for a bang-up evening, then?
Rather slim. Oh, this is my little sister, Rachel. Mr. Johnson.
How do you do, Rachel?
Mr. Johnson.
Bet you've got a lot of boyfriends, eh, Rachel?
No, I haven't any.
Rachel, I expect we'll be late. Eh, Slim?
Till the wee small hours, eh, Doris?
See you in the morning, then.
Have a good time.
Thanks.
Good night, Rachel.
Good night. Oh, yes, Constable?
Good evening. I believe you're Mrs. Gully.
Yes.
I'd like a word with your daughter.
Rachel has nothing to say. She didn't see anything. Come on, Slim. Nothing.
May I come in?
She's right. I didn't see anything, really.
I'd just like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Oh, well...
Thank you. Well, could we sit down? Miss Gully, do you usually cut through Walker's Alley on the way home from work?
I didn't see anybody. I heard Mr. Bray moaning and I ran in the yard and then I rushed out in the high street and looked for a policeman.
Why don't you sit down? Miss Gully, isn't it true that you went past the yard and hid in a recessed doorway, specifically the fire exit of Willoughby's warehouse?
No.
I think you did.
Well, I didn't. I've told you everything I know. Why can't you leave me alone?
This is a sales slip from Thelma's boutique. One pair of burnished gold 15 denier stockings, 6 and 11. Today's date. I found it in the recessed doorway behind Willoughby's warehouse. Did you drop it?
It could have blown there. I could have dropped it anywhere in the high street.
So it is yours.
I won't say any more. I won't.
Was it one of the Carter brothers?
I didn't see anybody.
Look, Miss Gully, I've seen you go to work practically every day for the last 4 years. I know we haven't spoken to each other very much, but, well, I feel I know you. Won't you trust me?
I didn't see anybody.
And you don't believe her?
No, sir, I don't. She's too terrified to talk.
Well, she doesn't talk. We've got no case.
Sir, may I make a suggestion?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I've been on this beat 4 years now, sir. I know Rachel. I mean, Miss Gully. I know the Carter brothers. Well, what I'm getting at, sir, is I think we could use a bit of psychology. Well, what I mean is, sir, I think we could set Red Carter up.
What's your suggestion?
Well, sir, if we can get Rachel Gully to cooperate, sir.
Oh, those animal instincts of yours.
Amanda.
Why don't you marry me, and put me out of misery?
Someone at the door, Ed.
Oh, that'll be Frank and Betty. Let him in, will you, Sid?
Oh, sure.
Ew, that hurt me.
Oh, you know you love it. Hey, Red!
Ah, nice-looking place, isn't it, David?
Not that often.
Ladies and gentlemen, Commander Gideon of New Scotland Yard.
Feel like a party, David?
Well, you know me.
You're not invited.
That's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce Chief Inspector David Key.
At your service.
Commander, why are you bursting in my home like this?
Well, we've come to tell you a little story.
A detective story.
Yeah. Would you like to start, David?
Once upon a time, there was a car.
Almost new.
Got into a wreck.
Hey, Sid, what is all this?
Well, why don't you shut your face?
Roof torn off, doors bashed in, a complete write-off.
Ended up in a breaker's yard. Now, doesn't that get you red?
Oh, that's not a detective story. That's a fairy story.
Go on, David. Tell him how the little car felt.
Terrible. Until one day, 2 handsome brothers turned up.
No.
Yes. And bought the little wreck for 20 quid.
And took it back to the garage they owned.
And then what do you think they did next?
What?
They went out and stole a car of the same make, the same model, the same year as the little wreck. Then they brought the stolen car back to the garage where the poor little wreck was waiting.
See, all the handsome brothers wanted was the engine number, the chassis number, and, of course, the logbook.
You two ought to be on the stage.
Finish the story, David.
Well, before you could say boo, the stolen car was a dead ringer for the wreck. And the end of the story is that the Hanson brothers sold the stolen car for 800 quid.
You finished?
No. Did you beat up Tiny Bray?
Oh, do me a favour. Where were you at 6:15? In the office with Mr. Larkin and Lucy there.
What about you?
With Red.
Yeah, how nice.
Cozy.
Oh, we think so.
And thanks for the fairy story.
Pleasure. And the happy ending.
Oh? Did it have a happy ending, David?
800 quid.
You're wrong. Tiny Bray is dead. He died an hour ago. I was with him. And there was a witness.
A girl. We haven't located her yet.
But we will. When we do, one of the big handsome brothers will be in very, very bad trouble. Good night, all.
Oh, and, enjoy yourselves.
Well, all right. Put a record on. Have a drink.
Good luck.
For God's sake, he was an old man. 50 if he was a day. Why don't you use your loaf? It's done. There's no use harping on it, is there?
What about this witness?
Rachel Gully. Who? The drab little bird that lives in Nixon Street. You've seen her. She works in a florist shop.
Oh, she's a mouse.
Well, sure. She won't talk. Leave it to me.
But don't go too far, understand?
Okay. I'll just talk to her.
I know you're trying to do your best, kid.
Bray was a stinking police informer. He deserved it.
Remember, mate, you've only got one neck.
Listen, I've traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts, bare, man. Breathe the air, man. Wish I would've had my share, man. Ain't no place we haven't been. We've been everywhere.
Wherever and whenever, trust trail finders to take care of you.
At Curry's, we know it's easy to get distracted by the football, so we're going that extra mile to keep focused on what we do best, tech expertise. And this Samsung Neo QLED TV has ultra-viewing angles and their most intelligent 4K processor yet.
Ooh, football.
You just can't look away.
Claim a guaranteed reward from £25 when you buy any TV over £499. Curry's, beyond expectations.
Little Rachel Gully. What's the matter?
Nothing.
You frightened?
No.
Don't you remember me? We known each other since we were kids.
Yes. I remember you.
Yeah, I'll bet you do. Saw me today, didn't you? In Walker's Alley. Saw me beat up Tiny Bray, didn't you?
No.
What did you tell the coppers?
I didn't tell them anything.
You absolutely sure about it, are you?
I didn't say a word, honest.
Well, just remember that. Because if you talk, you'll get the same treatment as Bray.
You're under arrest, Carter, for the murder of Tiny Bray. Right, take him away, David.
All right. You'll be sorry about this. My brother will get hold of you and you'll...
Get him out of here.
Are you all right?
Just didn't think I could go through with it.
You were fine, Miss Gully. Absolutely splendid.
so shaky.
Now, you sit down here for a moment.
Would you like a cup of tea?
No, thanks. I just want to get my breath back.
Sir, I'm worried. I know these boys. They're real villains.
What time will your mother be home, Miss Scully?
She'll be very late. Mr. Gideon, you don't think
I think we better find your room for the night, a detention room. You'll be very comfortable and quite safe.
You mean like jail?
No, not like jail, but it won't exactly be the Savoy.
Or would you rather come to my place? Well, I mean, my mother would be very glad to have you.
Well, it's up to you, Miss Scully.
Then in that case, if you're sure your mother wouldn't mind.
No, no, positive.
Well, I'll leave you two to sort things out between you. That plan worked very well, Master. It was a good idea.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night. Good night, Miss Scully.
Good night. Well, I'd better get my things. And I'd better leave a note for my mother. Oh. My legs are still shaky. Never been so petrified in my life.
Are you sure you're all right? Rachel?
You worked Bray over in Walker's Alley. We all heard you admit it.
I'm not saying nothing. I don't have to answer your questions, and I don't have to cooperate.
Be easier for you if you did.
I know my legal rights.
You're going to need them.
Oh, and you're obliged to let me make a phone call. It's regulations.
You're a right little villain, aren't you, Sid? Be my guest.
Don't get captured.
Hey, keep it down!
Hello?
Oh, Red. I went to see Rachel Gully. You know, thought maybe she'd like to come to the party. Well, the coppers were there. They arrested me. Well, they got a crazy idea. I killed poor little Tiny Bray.
Now listen, kid, don't say anything. Don't answer questions, just keep your mouth shut, right? I'll be in touch.
All right, everyone, that's it. Party's over. Let's have it. Come on, out we go. That's it. Beat it, Mary. Paul, let's have you. Out you go. Larky, come on. Well, Peter. No, I'll get in touch. Come on, lover. Don't worry about it. Come on. Let's have it. Good night. Out, split. Let's go. Come on, love.
What is it, then? There is something wrong?
Sid, he's been charged with murder.
Oh, no.
Rachel Gully, that dumb, stupid little drab. She's done absolute nothing. She gives evidence against Sid. Somehow I've got to get to her and shut her up. But for good.
Oh, it does look lovely, Rachel.
It's supposed to look like a young goddess stepping confidently into spring.
The way those magazines do go on.
Does it really look all right?
Like a proper Deb.
Mrs. Moss, I do hope I'm not putting you out too much.
Putting me out? Oh, I'm glad of your company. It's a long day with John away from 8 till nearly 6.
Is this your husband?
Yes, rest his soul.
What happened?
Drowned.
Oh.
River police he was, over 18 years. It wasn't an hero's death. He slipped, hit his head and fell overboard. But he was a good man. Shy but strong. John's his spitting image.
I can see the likeness.
Rachel, do you like him?
Mrs. Moss, I hardly know him.
Well, I only knew his father for a week till we'd made up our minds. Till I'd made up our minds. Some of the shy ones need a bit of a push, if you know what I mean.
Hello, Mum. Rachel. Hey, who is this gorgeous stranger?
Oh, John.
Isn't she lovely?
Yeah, you can say that again.
Did you see Mum?
Oh, yeah, I went by. I explained everything.
Was she annoyed?
No, not a bit of it. She said she'd phone you.
And I've made a nice supper, and it's all ready.
Ah, good. Well, maybe we could go to the pictures afterwards, if you like.
Well, I don't want to miss Mum's call.
Hello. Oh, this is Mrs. Gully here. May I speak to Rachel, please?
Oh, hello, Mrs. Gully. No, hold on a minute. She's right here.
Hello, Rachel. Look, love, you better stay there as long as you can.
I'll come see you tomorrow afternoon. Honest, Mum, you don't have to. Please don't put yourself out.
It's no trouble. Besides, I'd like to see what a copper's house looks like. See you tomorrow afternoon, about 4:30, eh? Right. Bye.
Hello, darling.
Hello. How are you?
I'm all right.
Yes, you look it. How about taking me for a drink, then?
Where's Rachel?
What?
She's not at home. Where's Rachel?
You're working for Red Cart, aren't you?
Where is she?
Got to be somewhere. She just can't evaporate into thin air. Found out anything?
Yeah. Mrs. Gully just made a phone call from that kiosk in Walker's Alley.
Who to?
Rachel. I didn't hear it all, but it was Rachel she was talking to, all right.
What's this the drill? Larkin, you organise it. Mrs. Gully is followed. One of you is on her tail all the time. She's got to lead us to Rachel before Sid's here in on Wednesday.
Right.
Oh, sir.
Yes, Wallace?
On the Darwell murder, the lab report shows arsenic in the old lady's hair.
Fine, fine. How about that glove?
Matches up with one found in Darwell's car.
Oh, you got him then, haven't you?
Sir.
Good work.
Thank you.
Now, David, I got some news for you. Good news, I hope. Barry, come on in.
Just got the full lab report on that telephone kiosk in Walter's Alley.
Yes?
You'll love this.
What?
Tiny Bray's fingerprints on the telephone receiver, overlapped by Sid Carter.
Say that again.
Overlapped by Sid Carter's.
Now then, Tiny phoned me at 5:45. The alleyway and the phone box were sealed off by our fellows when? 6:30?
About 6:20.
6:20. Well, we can prove that Sid Carter was there between 5:45 and 20 past.
We can indeed.
Well, with that girl's eyewitness testimony, looks as though we've got him.
Now, I won't put the kettle on till your mother comes.
I hope you like her.
Oh, I know I will. That boy. John!
Shall be a minute.
Now, wouldn't you think he could be shaved by 4:30 on his day off?
Mrs. Moss.
Yes, dear?
My mother is... well, she's rather...
I shall be here in a minute. Why not let me find out for myself, eh? Tea will be ready in a minute.
Well, how are you then, Mrs. Gully?
Oh, I'm pooped. It's miles out here.
I think the kettle's boiling.
Don't bother, dear. I'll do it. Oh, instead of tea, have you got a drop? Yes, I expect John can probably find a bottle somewhere.
Yeah, sure. Excuse me.
Mum, just this once, couldn't you act a little...
What's the matter? I was only asking for a nip. Yeah, you've been tightening yourself up a bit, haven't you?
Shh, they'll hear you. What's the matter? Mum, please, for my sake, be a little careful, will you?
Oh, blimey.
Are you sure? I saw her answer the door, I tell you.
Well, whose house is it? Who lives there?
I don't know.
Look, Larky, I'll leave this to you. In 3 days' time, that girl's testimony can put my brother in jail. I want her stopped, permanently. You know how to do it.
I know how to do it, all right. If you know how to pay for it.
All I'm saying is, you'll never own your own inflatable swimming pool if you're married to a copper. There are other sides to marriage besides money. How the hell would you know? Have you ever had any? You've got a dead husband, a lousy little pension, a live son who brings you home, what, 15 quid a week? Oh, big deal. That's living. I'm Joan of Arc. What's wrong with her? I wouldn't know. Haven't been at each other, have they?
Rachel, don't cry.
I can't help it. What will your mother think?
Probably plenty.
How could I absolutely die? It's so embarrassing.
It doesn't matter, believe me.
Kid and all that talk about sex and men and... John, you might as well know it. My mother's a...
Look, it isn't your mother I want to marry.
You mean?
As long as you do as you're told. Instant obedience to every command, eh? Well, I'll probably wallop you regularly.
Oh, John.
What do you expect me to do? Burn your house down? She ain't put her nose outside the door, has she?
Listen, the hearing's the day after tomorrow. You've got till tomorrow night to get Rachel Gully or else.
Or else what, Red? Are you trying to threaten me?
Here, Larky, I'm sorry. Sid's the only thing I've got in the world. The idea of him taking a murder rap makes me sick to my stomach.
We better do something else, hadn't we?
Yeah, I thought of that. Look, we'll give it one more day. But somehow try and get hold of Rachel Gully tomorrow.
All right, if you say so.
And a melon from the greengrocer. Oh, and some potatoes.
Is that everything?
Yes, I think so.
Mrs. Moss, let me go.
Now, dear, you know John was very firm.
But I haven't been outside the house in nearly a week. Besides, nothing could happen to me just walking up to the high street.
Well...
Please, just for a breath of fresh air.
All right, dear.
Thanks.
And remember, stick your fingernail under the skin of the melon. If it tastes sweet, it's ripe. If it's sour, it's too green.
I never heard that before.
Well, if you're going to be a cop's wife, there's lots of little tips I can teach you.
Be back in half an hour.
All right, dear.
She's all right, sir. A bit shaken up, of course. Got a bit of a sprained ankle.
Did she get the registration number?
No, sir. It all happened so quickly.
Look, Moss, I'll speak to Division. Now, you're relieved of any further duties from now on. Now, you stay with that girl until the hearing tomorrow and don't leave her for a second. I'll send a car for you in the morning at 9:30. Right, off you go.
Right, sir.
Oh, I guess that's it. Now you know exactly where to park the lorry.
Yep.
Bill, you signal the lorry when the van's 200 feet away, understand?
Right.
Now let's have a look at that jamming gadget.
Have you a radio in here?
Larky, turn the radio on the work list.
Right, mate.
What wavelength?
Light program.
Very good. Yeah, it works fine.
Of course, I know exactly what I'm doing.
All right, then. The hearing's at 9:30 in the morning. Everybody, and I mean everybody, in position by then. All right?
Right.
Okay, off you go.
Sure.
Ciao.
aged 23, brother of the garage owner, Red Carter, was committed for trial today at the Old Bailey on the charge of murder.
Well, you did very well, Miss Gully.
I was petrified.
Well, you certainly didn't show it. You were very clear, very concise.
Without you, we might not have got a committal. Moss, would you like to take the young lady home?
Yes, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Gideon.
Goodbye, Miss Gully.
Goodbye, Mr. King.
Goodbye, Miss Gully.
Oh, I think Moss is just about ready for promotion. Have Lem bring his records up from personnel, will you, Dave?
I will.
Hello. Big brother.
An innocent kid on trial for murder. Hope you're satisfied, Commander.
Satisfied? Not yet, Red, not yet.
What do you think you'll do next?
I don't know. He'll be up to something, all right. Come on.
The jig's on. Right, mate. It's on.
Why are we following this twerp Carter?
Seems a bit odd, but Gideon's orders.
Here they come.
There's a phone down the road. Hop it.
Calling Commander Gideon. Message from Delta 2. Radio jamming at the junction of Blanders Road and Hall Street.
Direct all available cars to the area.
There it is.
Can you get the keys? Right! Keep back!
I will! Move over there! Cover him, Larky. Sid! I'm going to shoot the handle off the door! Where is he?
He's in Brixton prison by now. We sent him up in a taxi with a plainclothes man.
You filthy copper!
Thought you'd try something like this, Red. You've been followed ever since you left the courthouse. I'm satisfied now, Red.